So measurement. Let's talk for a minute about measurement. This is was a really fascinating project I did for the State Department. Remember when our president spoke in Cairo? It was the first time that an American president had spoken in an Arab state. It was a big deal. Who do you think sent Obama over there to make that speech? State Department. Now, State Department has to get money from Congress to be able to do their thing. And State Department is always getting the short end of the stick to the Department of Defense. Because if Congress gives money to the Department of Defense, they get something. Tanks, grenades, uniforms, some physical, tangible product. But if they give money to the U.S. Department of State, they get cocktail parties, right? They get different programs, right? They get scholarship programs, that type of thing. How do you measure the impact of that? If you want to grow the budget allocation, you have to be able to measure it. So my project was, measure the impact of Obama's speech in Cairo. And I used the Radian 6 platform to do it. And let me show you how I went about it. The first thing I did was I came up with a collection of keywords that allowed me to get a river of news pertaining specifically to the president's Cairo speech. And each time I saw a story that wasn't related to the Cairo speech, like something about Russia or something about North Korea, I would go ahead and put Russia or North Korea back into my search terms as a negative term to get rid of that. And here's what was so interesting about the study. On the day of the president's speech, we saw a little spike for keyword Obama in all social media and media. But the true spike for keyword Obama surrounding that talk in Cairo was 30 days later. Now, that's not the only thing that's interesting. Look at the keyword that follows the trend: freedom. So we send our president to Cairo. They start talking about our president. They start talking about freedom too. And we're actually able to stimulate a discussion about freedom. We watched this conversation move over to Lebanon, where Hezbollah was defeated in a free election weeks later. No tanks, no grenades, no guns, just conversation. The same conversation moved over to the streets of Tehran and helped fuel the Green Revolution, which was based on Mousavi's campaign and the alleged electoral rigging during the current President Ahmadinejad's campaign. So my prediction is, inside of the next 3-4 years, this information gets so good with the ability to isolate conversations based on GPS data, that this is what state takes to Congress to argue for budget appropriations. That's where we're headed. You can see where the conversation started, where it went, and what it did.